Good morning, children. In this chapter of physical features of India, today we will discuss about the Indian desert, coastal plains and the island groups. What are the island groups and where are the coastal plains we have, and about the Great Indian Desert. We know the Great Indian Desert, also known as the Thar Desert, which lies towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills. We studied about the previous class in the Peninsular Plateau. So the northwestern border of the Peninsular Plateau we studied as Aravalli Hills. So the western margin of the Aravalli Hills, the Indian desert lies. This is an undulating or up and downs sandy plain covered with sand dunes. Large number of sand dunes are there, small hills, sand hills made up of sand we can find in this region. So this region receives very low rainfall because of the dry regions or the desert regions, low rainfall below 150 millimeters per year. It has an arid climate, dry climate with a low vegetation cover, no plants, very low, less number of plants are growing here. It also has streams appearing during the rainy season only. Small rivers or the streams in the rainy season we can find here. After the rain falls or when soon after they disappear into the sand as they do not have enough water to reach the sea, and these rivers or the streams do not reach the sea because soon after the rain falls it will dry up. Luni is the only larger river in this region, in the desert region, or there is a larger river which is the Luni. And Burchens, we can say the crescent shaped or the arch shaped cover areas. Okay, so sand dunes, these are also Burchens are the sand dunes with the crescent shape covering the larger areas in a longitudinal dunes become more prominent near the Indo-Pakistan boundary. So such kind of crescent or the crescent shaped dunes or the Burchens are found in the nearby the areas of the border areas of Indo-Pakistan region. So if you go there, these regions, you can visit Jaisalmer. There of large number of such kind of Burchens can be found there. Now coming to the coastal plains of India, as we know that we have large coastal areas. South India is has coastal areas, and peninsular region, we can say that South India is a peninsular region with a bordering with the three sides surrounded by water: Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean in the south. So peninsular plateau has also peninsular regions also has narrow coastal plains. So we studied about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Along with that west and eastern border coastal area, we have the coastal plains, but it is very narrow region. And here we can also see Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. These are the two seas surrounding the both east and western margins of our India, the southeast and southwestern margins. It consists of three regions, three sections: the northern plains or the northern part of the west coastal area. When we are taking the western coastal area on the coast of Arabian Sea, it is divided into three sections. Extreme northern part of the coastal area, we can say Konkan, that is known as Konkan, that is Mumbai, Goa regions. Mumbai, Goa, that means Maharashtra or Goa regions. Mumbai to Goa, these regions, the western coastal area is known as Konkan. Then comes the central stretch, which is called the Kannad plain, and below that, while the southern part stretching the part of Kerala, which is known as Malabar coast. So Konkan, Kannad and Malabar coast, that are the three divisions of the western coastal area. Now the plains along the Bay of Bengal are wide and they are much level. In the northern part, it is referred as the northern Circa, and the southern part is known as Coromandel coast. coast. So the eastern coastal line also is marked into three regions or three divisions. The northern part is known as the northern circle, and southern part, that is along the coastal area of Tamil Nadu, is known as the Coromandel coast. So large rivers like the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, these are all forming the delta here in the eastern coastal areas. We can find the deltas are formed here. Lake Chilika, that is an important feature along the eastern coast. Lake Chilika, we can find it's a saltwater lake, largest saltwater lake in India. It lies in the state of Odisha, and it is of the south of the Mahanadi delta. So that's that is about the east and western coastal regions or the coastal lines of our country. Now coming to the island groups, we have already studied that there are two major island groups India has in the which are lying in the Lakshadweep Islands, which are lying in the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal in the the Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. Now India has this mainland, also vast mainland. We have India large areas. It is stretching in the north and northern plains and the Himalaya mountains, extending the areas north to south and east to west. Here also we have two major island groups. Lakshadweep island groups are close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. Malabar coast, we have studied the western coastal region of South India is known as Malabar coast. So Lakshadweep Islands are very close to the Malabar coast. This group of islands is composed of small coral islands. What is coral islands? We have studied earlier classes. Coral polyps are short-lived microscopic organisms which are live in the colonies. Microscopic small organisms living in the water. So they also flourish in shallow, mud-free and warm waters. So they secrete calcium carbonate. The coral secretion and the skeletons form from coral deposits in the form of reefs. Okay, so these are found here. The coral reefs we can find in the Lakshadweep Islands are originated from the coral polyps. So that we can find, we call often these are coral island. So in 1973, so these three were named as Lakshadweep. Before, these islands were known as three different names: Lakadiv, Minikoi and Amindiv. These were the islands together now known as Lakshadweep Islands. It's also small area only, covering the area of 32 square kilometers. Kavaratti Island is the administrative headquarters of Lakshadweep. Kavaratti is the headquarters or the capital of Lakshadweep. This island group has diversity of flora and fauna. Different types of animals and plants live here. The Piti Island, which is uninhabited, and there is no population in Piti Island, and it has a bird sanctuary also. So the extensive or the elongated chain of islands located in the Bay of Bengal, extending from the north to south, these are called the Andaman Nicobar Islands. In the Bay of Bengal also group of islands are there. They are known as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The entire group of islands, so there are many smaller and bigger islands also. Number of islands are there, and these bigger, they are some are very big and some are very smaller islands also. It is scattered or spread here and there. So many number of islands are there. So the entire group of islands are divided into two broad categories: the Andaman in the north and the Nicobar in the south. So it is believed that these islands are elevated portions of submarine mountains, so that we can find the mountains lying in the ocean, which is also coming upward the ocean. So that is what the island groups we can find here. So these groups are of great strategic importance for India, our country. There is a great diversity of flora and fauna in this group of islands also. Large number of varieties of animals and plants are here available. these are very close to the equator, so that these are experience equatorial climate and has a thick forest also. We can find India is lying in the northern hemisphere, and the southern part of India is close to the equatorial region, and these islands, Andaman Nicobar Islands, are much closer to the equatorial region, so that it has an equatorial climate or the torrid climate, and equatorial, because of the equatorial climate there is thick forest cover also can be found here. India, so only active volcano is found on Barren Island in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Here there is Barren Island. In the Barren Island there is a volcano, active volcano is found. Detailed account of these different physiographic units highlight the unique features of each region. And when we are studying about the island groups or mountains, plateaus and plains in India, we understand the different different features of our country, and it's also from this it is very clear that each region, mountainous region in the north and plateau regions, these are all very important for our country. For example, we can say that these are all contributing the richest natural resources for our country. Mountains are in the north, extreme mountainous Himalayan regions. These provide us base for the early these regions water is available, and mountainous region many rivers are originating where these Himalayas, and also it is protecting us from the cold wind blowing from northern regions, so that it's also very important for us. And then coming to the northern plains, here existed the ancient civilization. When coming to the southern regions, we know that the plateau, Deccan plateau regions, it's all this is a storehouse of plenty of minerals. This is also important for the development of industries in our country. Island groups are also very important because these are the fishing grounds and port activities. Number of ports are also located here. So these diverse physical features of the land have a very immense future possibilities for the development of our country. So that's all for today about this lesson, the physical features of India. Thank you.